I was going to say.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, good morning, sunshine. And then I thought to myself, it's not morning. Sorry. Oh, and then I was like caught up in that. Stop.
Oh, they're probably going to be listening to it in the morning, though.
Oh, okay.
I would think
then,
maybe.
Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning, beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Love Movement Podcast.
Yay.
I'm your host, Steve B., joined by, as always, my lovely co-host, Betty B.
Hello there.
What's going on, people? How you doing, babe?
I'm doing good. Happy. Well, not happy that it's Sunday because I have to go to work tomorrow, but happy that it's a lazy day.
It has been. We got a very late start today.
I love it. I needed that so much.
Yeah, we're definitely.
I've been team no sleep all week.
Yeah, we both have.
Right.
We're a good 5 hours later than what I was expecting to be in here.
But that's good.
Yeah.
I needed that time.
Well, it's good. Yeah, you got to rest.
I took like an hour shower. That is amazing. I needed that.
I've been up the
I
whole
was
time.
going to shower later. And I said, no, I want it now. And I went in.
I said I was going to shower. He said, well, why are you going to shower?
I know.
And sure enough, you got in the goddamn shower.
I'm sorry.
You just wanted to, you didn't want me to use up the hot water. Is that it?
Maybe.
It was
I
a
don't
ploy.
know.
You sent me out to run errands to
Thank
buy you expensive makeup.
Oh my God. I asked him because we wanted to record the podcast, right? And I said, listen, my face is horrible. I need to put some makeup on it. But we can do two things. I gave you the option. I said, one, I can go and get it myself, or while I get ready or go to the bathroom, you can go get it for me. And you said, you know what? I'm going to go get it for you. And I knew you did that because the moment I walked into Sephora, I'm going to spend an hour there and I'm going to come out with 100 things I didn't need. Right? So I appreciate that.
To top it off, the place you sent me to go,
They didn't
which
have
is not
it.
Sephora, they didn't even have the shit.
I thought Ulta had it, and they didn't.
They said specifically they don't carry those.
That brand.
I don't even
It's
know
that
if-
brand.
It might be NARS, yeah.
Well, anyways, when he comes back, what were you thinking that you were gonna spend?
Honestly, I didn't even think about it. Like I was just like, oh, it's a tiny little bottle of makeup. It's literally this big.
You regretted the moment you were charged, right?
I was
Be
like,
honest.
As soon as I gave it to the girl at the counter, I was like, you know what? I wonder what the hell this is going to cost. And it came up. It's like $49 change.
It's like
I was
$50.
like, you got to be shitting me.
And he came home and said, that thing is expensive.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What do they make that with? Like actual like fetus cells?
Ew. Lord.
That's why it's expensive. There's a real baby in there. So you know
Baby,
it's good.
stop it. Oh my God, that's so wrong. So, you know how much I spend. It's a lot. And that's just the foundation. Imagine when I need everything. Like the brush and the shadows and the blush and the contour and
they
the
really
things and the bronzer and there's a bunch of things.
They really got you ladies bent over a barrel with these makeup prices.
And you guys don't help.
Why don't we help?
This because it was a complete I don't know, coincidence. I gave you the option, you chose to go buy it. Now you pay for it. But usually that's on me. I have to take care of that part and I have to cover the cost.
So how do you say we don't help? I just
That
went
you
out.
should go more and buy me makeup and help
You
with
go,
the bills.
You're totally glossing over the point I was going to make.
What was the point?
Is that the industry has you ladies bent over a barrel, charging you outrageous amounts
Oh,
for like a
that's true.
tiny little thing of makeup.
Yeah, I agree.
And then for what?
For us to look pretty.
Could you
for
imagine
you guys?
the small fortune that you ever see? You know the girls who like wear too much makeup. Could you imagine how much money that they have to spend?
No, I know how much they spend.
Good God!
And they look beautiful.
Do they?
But I cannot afford that.
I'm talking about the ones that cake it on. You know, like the clay face bitches.
Actually,
Excuse me.
What? Lord, that's actually a term. You need to let it cake. No, cake is bad. I don't know. Do you see? I don't know the terms. I know how to do my makeup, and that's pretty much it. But there's a term for everything. And people that they do makeup, they do a really nice job, but it's expensive. It is. That's why I am so happy you bought it for me this time. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You were a little grumpy about it. I'm not going to lie.
I was just shocked.
He was annoyed and not happy about it. But I appreciate it.
She makes it sound like she's married to freaking Archie Bunker here. Like I
You
went to two different
was a
stores.
surprise to you.
Yeah, I was just a little caught off guard. That's all. I wasn't rude about it. I wasn't coming back.
Did I say rude?
But
I
that's what
said a little grumpy.
That's how you're putting it out there.
You put the little bag on the counter. You said, that thing is this.
Yeah, I mean, you make it sound as if I walked in the house and like placed the bag on the counter and said, "You can fuck right off."
You didn't say that.
I didn't say that. I came in bearing gifts. I got you makeup. I even stopped at Dunkin' Donuts for Tyler because he busted his mouth open today on the trampoline.
I know. He was jumping with the cell phone. And of course, he hit himself with the cell phone in the mouth. But he was like, I don't know. He was like trying to fix it with his hands. And he was like, it was blood all over his hands, his face. And he was like, so
I killed myself.
He was like, Mama, it's okay. It's okay. I cleaned him up and then I put eyes and he was like, not all sentimental.
Oh, maybe he'll think twice now if we're bringing the phone out there.
Yeah. No, he's not bringing it anymore.
Yeah. All right. So what do you say we get into a little chismecito?
Let's do it.
Okay. So you know what time it is. It's chismecito time. And do a little gossip, see what's going on in the news today.
What is it? You're the news guy.
I'm the news guy, but we got to get some better gossip.
Honestly, it's been an entire week that I don't watch TV. Yeah. And you know how much I love watching TV. To me, watching TV is relaxation mode. And it's been a week. It's been a very busy week. So you have to update me on the news.
Well, number one, I don't get my news from TV.
How do you get your news?
I mean, I go online.
Well, I don't have time for that. I'm a mother. Time? I'm working 2.5 jobs plus my full time.
Here we go. You have time to go look at Instagram stories for 2.5 hours
and repost them.
That's your other job and a half is looking at stories.
Nah.
And then telling me I'm like lame for not watching stories.
You need to get with the program, baby. Everybody will agree with me that the best things are the stories. You get caught up on everything really fast. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. You're done.
But it's not
You
fast.
can write a comment if you want to. You can send a little emoji like, hey, I see you. You look cute. Things like that. And that's it.
I feel like
and you
the
stay
stories
in touch
take
with your
longer.
friends. No,
and there's so much
quick.
Nonsense.
No, and no. I would totally disagree
stories.
on that. It depends the people you follow.
Maybe I just follow a lot of nonsensical people.
Yep.
Looking at you, Hesh. No, I'm kidding. All right. So if you guys haven't heard, on the set of the upcoming movie Rust, starring Alec Baldwin, there was 2 people shot, 1 person killed, when Alec Baldwin fired a prop weapon that he was told, which is all in the police statement, that the assistant director and like the prop master, whatever they called, they handed him the prop gun and said, cold gun, meaning there's no live ammunition in it. And when they were rehearsing that he fired, and there was still, I don't know if it was a live round or if it was like shrapnel left over from blanks, but when it fired, it hit the cinematographer and went through and hit the guy behind her, the director who was standing behind her, and it killed her. Her name was Helena Hutchins, and it injured the director, Joel Sousa.
I have so many questions about that.
Like what?
Is that a real bullet that killed her?
Okay, so as far as what I've read, now this could all change, but
of course,
there's a regular bullet has the shell, which is filled with the gunpowder, and it has the round in the front. So when the hammer goes, it hits the primer, and that lights the gunpowder, which basically causes a little explosion, and from that it pushes the round out, and that's the bullet that hits someone.
Correct.
And then when you fire, the shells pop out. That's what's left over.
Correct.
So a blank is the same thing without the round. It just fires the gunpowder, but nothing comes out except just
the shell.
The shell just comes out the side.
Got it.
So it's supposed to be a blank in there.
And it was a real bullet in there.
Well, no. So because it's an old Western that they're filming. So like the gun is like an old school revolver.
So what is inside?
Sometimes when you fire those off, there can be like remnants, little shrapnel from the shells and from the gunpowder going off. And if they're not taken care of properly, sometimes, something can get lodged in there. And then when you fire the blank, whatever's lodged in the barrel can shoot out.
And kill.
Pretty sure. I'm not, a licensed gun instructor, but from what I understand, that's how.
But that had happened before.
It has happened. It is pretty rare, but it has happened before.
It is something.
Similar situations would kill Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee.
But that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that was something in the past. Like right now, because of things like that happening in the past, they take so much care of that situation, and they just review things over and over to avoid those type of things.
In reference to that specifically, they have reports that a bunch of the crew had walked off the set just hours before this has happened over complaints about safety procedures. And this assistant director who's in charge of all that stuff, people have been saying, like, this guy cuts corners, he creates unsafe workplaces.
That's a problem then.
That's a report.
There was something
we don't know
going
if
on.
that is 100% the case, but that's what the most recent report has said.
I'm saying that I don't watch news, but on my stories, I saw something regarding that.
Is there the picture of Alec Baldwin with the teardrop tattoo? Which is
that
really
too.
fucked up because imagine you're him.
I know, that's so... Oh my God. Just thinking of something like that happening to me, that I kill someone by mistake.
Yeah.
Just killing someone. Doesn't matter how it happened, but you're responsible for that. How can you live with that? It's so horrible. But what I was going to say is that I saw that he, back when, I don't know exactly the year, you know me, I saw it and I forgot, but it said the year, he tweeted that I wonder what it feels to wrongly kill someone, something like that, along those lines. That I wonder what it would feel like to kill someone by mistake, something like that. And now they're reposting that tweet. Are you ready?
No, I'm listening.
But you're making so many noise.
I'm sorry.
So much noise in my ear.
I had a little mic issue.
So it was a long time ago. And they are posting that tweet with now what happened to him. Like, you were wondering how it felt, now you're feeling.
Let me ask you this: like, how sure are you that was a legit thing? Because I haven't seen that anywhere. And you know how
I
people.
saw it on an E, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, either way.
Bueno, maybe that's fake. Maybe that's fake. I didn't think of that possibility.
Always got to think about that. These people out here are crazy.
Okay, disregard that last part.
No, that's got to be terrible because. I mean, especially considering all the people, like, even in the police report, they all said, like, they handed him the gun, like, cold gun, like, this is safe. The people that are in charge of that are telling you, hey, you're good, and then you fucking
No,
pull the
absolutely.
trigger.
That's not your fault, but at the end of the day, you're the one pulling the trigger. You're the one feeling terrible and having to go through the entire investigation with the police. That's horrible.
Yeah, I
feel for the guy.
Well, I don't know. My heart goes out to...
and his family.
To the lady that killed.
I was thinking
Helena
of
Hutchins.
that. Yeah, absolutely. She's just there doing her job, and this guy just kill her. And she had a son.
She had a husband and a son.
A husband. Oh my God.
It's a shame.
So sad.
All right. Well, our hearts go out to them. Also in the news, they found the body of this kid, Dirty Brian Laundry. They
Why
said they found his
dirty. You think he killed the girl?
Oh, saying dirty laundry. You think it's just a coincidence that she was found?
No, I have my own thoughts about it, but that's why I'm asking you. Do you think he killed her?
So based off everything that's in the news, they found her. They said the cause of death was strangulation. You know, they also have other reports of them having, domestic violence issues, and all of a sudden he's out on the lam when her body's found.
That's true.
Like, that kind of, I mean, I know it's not necessarily a thing where just because you run it means you're guilty, but it certainly doesn't help your case. It doesn't make you look not guilty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to find out if it's... Shut up. I'm just trying to find out if what I said is true or it was fake news.
Okay.
Apparently it's fake news because I can't find it anywhere.
Okay. I could have guessed that.
Okay.
Who would tweet some wild shit like that out of the blue?
No, not out of the blue.
I mean, because it would have been years ago. It was.
I know years ago was because something similar happened to someone else, and he was making a comment.
Well.
Okay, I wish we could delete that. I'm sorry, it was fake news.
That's okay. It's only been a couple minutes, and you've already corrected the record.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they found this kid's body. They said that It was in like a Florida wildlife reserve. They confirmed that it was him.
I've heard a bunch of things about that.
What'd you hear?
I heard that the police said that it was weird how they found his body. Like, there were missing pieces of his head. That it was like someone placed his remains in that specific spot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was framed. Like, it was not actually there. Now, again, I don't know if it's fake news or not. That's what I read somewhere.
So what I read was that the place where they found him was an area that floods frequently.
Yep.
So they said before they found him, that whole area was underwater. Secondly, if I'm not mistaken, that is a gator-infested area.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very possible that the reason they only found part of him is because the gators got the rest.
Could be. It could be. But is it... I felt like it was so soon for him to be just bones.
Well, I don't know if it was just bones they found. They said they found remnants of him. So pieces of him.
I know. I don't know why I thought it was only bones.
Because your mind automatically goes to that. Because I kind of had the same thing.
I had a visual
and then I'm thinking, I'm like, no, nobody said bones. Dark. They just said
skeleton.
Remains.
Any skeleton?
No, the skeleton's in there underneath the other stuff. All right, so I don't know. They found like the saga's over now. They can start looking for everybody else, please. Thank you. Dog the Bounty Hunter can stay home.
What is that? Why?
Well, they could stop filling everybody's news feed with this stuff. Like they found what's left of the kid. What about all the other people that are still missing?
No, but while they were looking for these people, they found like 9. They solved like 9 missing.
Where are you hearing all this stuff? I didn't hear any of that.
Baby, while they were doing the search for this guy, and when Gaby was not found yet, they found a bunch of other people dead in the same areas.
Oh, what I'm asking is, where did you hear that? Because I didn't hear that at all. What news are you following? We're going to have a discussion about this.
I'm going to look it up right now, and I'm going to tell you the number, because that I know for a fact.
All right. I know we talked about this a little bit in a previous episode, but Lil Nas X and Boozy Badass. You know, Boozy is
I don't know Boozy.
Boozy is like a rapper, but he's pretty much known for complaining about anything gay or anybody, you know, who he thinks is not being manly enough.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt you right there because this is not fake news. The hunt for Gaby Petito and Brian Laundrie had led to the discovery of at least 4 other bodies.
Okay.
The bodies of missing person were found as a direct result of the search of Petito and Laundrie.
Where are you reading that?
I'm reading this in Yahoo News.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that one. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for clearing that up. Your reputation is saved.
Thank you. If not, I'm just here talking crap.
People
are gonna completely just avoid her. Just soon out. She's talking pure BS.
Well, this is Chismecito time. This is
that's true. That's exactly what Chismecito is.
Yeah, if there was ever a time appropriate for it, then that would be it.
Okay, who's the Lil Nas? I know who
Lil
he
Nas,
is.
basically
the other one, no.
So he, you know, Boozy has been saying all this shit, whatever. So Lil Nas was doing like Instagram Live, and he was fucking around, and he said, "Yeah, me and Boozy are working on a song together." And then when Boozy like went nuts and went on this like Twitter like rant, saying like it called him like the F word, like you maggot, this, that, blah, blah, blah. You can't be sucking dick and getting fucked in the ass. Like,
you have to be kidding me.
But it's like, dude,
he got like really upset at that.
Yeah, but that's
threatening his manhood.
Well, that's fragile manhood. That's a fragile, insecure manhood. Like, guys,
you cannot record with me.
Yeah,
that's so silly.
Not that
is so silly.
It just makes me laugh. I love it. Like, I love how easy it is to mess with somebody like that. Like, and you just make yourself look ridiculous.
And that, I don't know. That makes me like Lil Nas.
Me too.
Like, he knows what he's doing. He's actually doing this, and he knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I'm so happy for him.
Boozy just look like an angry old man.
Exactly.
It's just old man yells at cloud all over again. Old man yells at gay cloud, basically.
That's so stupid.
But shout out to Lil Nas. You know, if you're listening, and we know you are. Like, shout out to you, man.
We know you, homie.
Very savvy online. I like that.
I love him. Just for that. Smart guy.
We can talk about Dave Chappelle a little bit. I know everybody's been talking about this. It's been kind of done to death.
I like him. I've seen, because of you, I've watched shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I like him. I like the guy. I think he's very funny. We were going to book tickets to see him. And who else was it?
Oh, you were looking at tickets to see him and Rogan.
Yeah. I think that would have been really, really good. Anyways, that's not the point. What happened with him?
He originally, a few years ago, signed a big deal with Netflix to release, I think it was like 6 comedy specials. So the last of that...
Big money.
Yeah, well, it was like millions and millions.
What?
But the last of them just came out a couple weeks ago called The Closer. And it was a lot of stuff in there about the trans community and basically how, their movement, like all of a sudden, people are afraid to say anything about them because, the consequences are swift. And he kind of was just picking it apart. And, like, Chappelle's a great storyteller. Like, I mean, I'm a fan of comedy. So anybody who's a fan of comedy has to give respect to Dave Chappelle because he's one of the best to have done it. My problem is that it's like this is not the first time that he's touched on this subject. And I am curious as to why he feels the need to keep going back on it. You know what I mean?
So this is not the first time. He always picks on that.
Yeah, he always hits on this subject. And it's like
the entire community, like LGBTQ.
He calls them the alphabet people.
Oh,
which is kind of a funny line.
Well, they have.
Yeah, that's not a hateful thing to say. It's just a joke. So, but
if you get offended, I feel like if you go to one of these shows and you get offended, don't go to this type of shows.
Yeah, first of all, if you go to this show and you're someone who's going to get offended by that, you messed up because you should know better.
They're talking about everything. Yeah. They're picking on everything. They make a joke about everybody. So if you're going to get offended, don't go to these shows. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Don't watch his show because that's comedy. Unfortunately, that's what makes people laugh because some of them relate to that. The other one, he makes fun of Mexicans. I laugh because he makes everybody into that bag. Everybody that speaks Spanish, they're all Mexican to them. You know what I mean? And it makes me laugh. I don't get offended by that. It's okay. It's just comedy.
Yeah. So I will say this though, like he's become more of just like it's almost more of like a TED Talk kind of thing, where it's not full of jokes. Like there's funny stuff in it. But it's not like you look at his old work, especially like Killing Me Softly, which was his most famous one. And it's, laugh out loud hilarious. But it's intelligent. But now it's more about trying to make a point and less about the jokes.
But that's what I was going to say. If you're telling me that this is not the first time, like he's just like targeting that specific group of people, whatever, then maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe he's actually feeling some type of way and he's just saying his truth.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I don't know.
Everybody's entitled. So here's the thing: the backlash. A lot of the people from that community are saying that Netflix should take down the special. Which, let me just be very clear, I think should not happen. I think let the speech be out there, and if you don't like it, don't listen to it. I grew up. I was a kid. I was born in the '80s. Grew up in the '90s. I grew up listening to guys like George Carlin and stuff who were very, very like free speech advocates and very liberal people. You know what I mean? Like there used to be the liberal people were about free speech, and now the liberal people became like the ultra religious people who wanted to censor everything and we can't listen to NWA. That's violence, and they're perpetrating violence against the police. They're buying up all the CDs and they're running them over with a steamroller on TV to try to make a point.
You have to be kidding me. Oh,
that was what they did back in the 80s or 90s.
I thought that was only Cubans doing that.
No.
We did that in Versailles.
But that's the thing. Like that used to, I came up, those are the people, like they're wrong. If you don't like it, change the station. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's like they don't want things to exist. Like let it exist. The best counter for bad speech is better speech. Like if you think somebody has a bad point and they're being wrong, they're speaking, ignorantly about things, you don't just shut them up because that never works. You have to correct them. You go against them. You know what I mean? How can you be?
I agree with you. But now I think the culture now is to censor or cancel. The word is cancel. This is wrong. Let's cancel it.
But that's the thing. that's not the culture. That's a small group, like it's a small minority of people online.
It's actually a term and everything.
I know it's a
canceled.
term.
Oh, we're
But
canceling.
the problem is that for some reason, this small group of people has gotten this, like, enormous power over the culture, which is insane because if you talk to most normal people, they're more in line with what I'm saying, where it's like, listen, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. Like, I don't cancel people.
I don't exactly. You can disagree. Okay, let's put this as an example. I watched what's his name?
Who?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Okay. I didn't like this last show he did. I don't agree with what he said. I don't feel comfortable. I don't like it. Perfect. What do? Don't watch it again.
Yeah. Don't support him.
Or just avoid it.
Even if you want to boycott Netflix, go ahead.
If you don't want to go see him live, I don't blame you for that. Perfect. Don't do it. But canceling, why? Or taking the show off Netflix, why? He's entitled to his opinion. He got a deal with Netflix. He's there for a reason. Let him be. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that cancel situation. Like, I don't like it. Take it off because it's offensive.
I do think about this, though. Dave Chappelle is a guy... He's pretty much set for life at this point. Like, he's got his millions.
Maybe that's why he's actually saying more truth.
But
he feels free.
He's saying whatever he wants, which is fine. Good for him. My problem is that for now, all the people that aren't Dave Chappelle, that aren't on that level, that maybe the men and women just coming up in the comedy scene, now these platforms are going to be less willing to take a chance on them because we don't want anything edgy because look at all the backlash we got. If they're doing that with Dave Chappelle. Like, what are they going to do with these small-time people? Like, it's not worth taking the chance.
But that's not on him.
That's not on Dave Chappelle, but the thing is, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Like, I don't know, because maybe that's not even the case. Maybe they see, it was a bunch of backlash, and then
that's news.
It died after a month, and then that was it. So, maybe...
But not only that, babe. Have you heard the term of there's no bad publicity?
I don't believe
that. In Spanish, there's one thing saying, no hay... publicidad mala. Hablen bien o hablen mal, lo importante es que hablen. ¿Qué significa? Que mientras estén hablando de ti, qué bueno. As long as they're talking about you, that's good. Because what happens? I haven't seen the show. Now I'm going to go watch it because now I want to know and create an opinion for myself. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of more people that are going to go watch it that maybe would have never watched the show otherwise. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So that's convenient for Netflix. Maybe that's why they're looking at it like that and leaving the show there.
Yeah. First of all, I don't think anybody's gonna cancel the Netflix subscription over this because
of course not. There's so many other things to watch. Yeah. You don't have to go there just for that.
I think at the end of the day, let it stand. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't pull the shit down.
Absolutely, I agree.
But at the same time, I am looking at Dave Chappelle a little differently. It's like, why do you keep harping on this?
Maybe he does. Pero why would you look at him different? He does his opinion. Why would we? A ver, that's my other issue. Why do we have to look at people different? Because they don't like gay people, or because you can, as long as you're not hurting them or canceling them. It's okay for you not to like trans or this or that.
Let me explain why. Because he goes to...
You don't have to like them.
He goes to lengths in the special to say, I don't have any problem with them. And he even tells a story about a friend of his who was trans who actually supported him when people were having backlash against him and ended up killing themselves.
Who? What?
It was a friend of his, like somebody he knew that was trans.
He killed himself?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I guess she killed herself. It was a trans woman.
Oh.
But anyway.
That's sad. They go through a lot.
I get it. My thing is that why you don't have to qualify. It's like you don't have to tell people, I don't have a problem with you guys. Like, you know what says that even better? It's like, don't do anything that's going to make people think you have a problem with them. You know what I mean? It's like he's choosing to keep going on this subject for more than one special. And listen,
I agree with you in that part that you're going over and over in different specials. You're always touching that subject. Do you really not have a problem, or do you have a problem?
Is he weirded out? Did he get a boner from a trans person one time and he's uncomfortable about it? I don't know.
Anyways,
could be.
It's weird that he's doing it just in more than one special. But maybe I don't know. I don't even know.
Listen. I'm not saying the guy didn't have any points. He made some very lucid and well thought out points. But there's other things, like he was saying, they were talking about J.K. Rowling came up, where she got in trouble because they're talking about the term TERF,
What is that?
TERF, trans exclusionary radical feminist. What that basically means is you're a feminist who's like, I'm all about women. Like, trans women are not real women, so I only care about the real women.
That is messed up.
Like that, he's saying like, oh, I'm Team TERF. Like, I don't think you realize.
He said that?
Yeah.
Dios mío.
Here's the thing. Either he doesn't realize the extent of who those people are and what they're doing, or he does, in which case it's worse, because that's the team you want to be on.
You know,
it's just, there's a lot of things that I'm like, I don't know if I could take that trip with you, Dave.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's a lot of nuance.
I've heard there's a lot of women that don't like transgender in the sense that you're not a real woman. You cannot have a kid. You don't have to go see how do you say that?
Gynecologist?
Yes.
He talks about that.
You know what I mean? So why are you saying that you are a woman? You're not.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this fight that you are not part of us.
Mm-hmm.
Can you stop pretending? Or if I don't care how you feel, you're not one of us. And things like that. And I think that's so hurtful. Why you have to feel so strong about that? I don't care what you have, what doctor you go to see. You feel like a woman. You dress like a woman. Welcome. More on our side. Let's just be friends.
Welcome.
Why?
You want to hold the baby? Give me a fucking break, please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why do we have to be so strong about that? I don't care how you feel. If you're respectful of me, I can be respectful of you, and that's it. You consider yourself a woman, you're a woman to me. There's a lot of trans women that they look even better than any women. They look amazing. They have amazing hairs, and oh my God, I've seen one. I think I showed the Instagram to you. You wouldn't guess that she was a man.
Some you can't tell.
You couldn't tell, and she's beautiful. She looks like a model. Why am I gonna hate on her? Why? Do I feel threatened by her?
I think I think one of the things that a lot of people
they get a lot of hate from
it's
women.
The ones that are very vocal that try to act like, oh, I'm a woman, and try to put themselves like speak for other women. It's like, I don't think that's right.
But I don't care. Is that weird that I don't care? You're talking about our rights. You feel one of us and you want to talk about us. I'm going to go with you. I don't care. You want to be the spokesperson? I don't care.
But didn't you just say that some people don't like some things, and that's up to them?
I know. Absolutely. But I feel from what they say that they get a lot of hate, and not even from men. It's from us.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There's plenty.
I don't know.
Plenty of women do terrible things and then blame it all on the men.
That's true. My thing is that people that are happy and not hating, they don't have time to hate on anything or anybody. Yeah. If you're happy with your life and you're living your life, focus on your family and your thing, and you're happy, you don't have time to hate.
That's true. Most of the people that are involved in the outrage are just sad people who don't have much else going on in their life. Because if you did, you wouldn't have time to sit on Twitter for fucking 2 hours a day. You know. All right. So let's move on.
Hi. I was so passionate about that.
That's good. I want to bring the fire out. I want to feel your Cubanness.
You saw the shoulder.
Is that like a titty shake? Or?
No, this is dale hombro. Dale hombro. That's a thing.
That's a thing. Dale hombro.
Dale hombro.
That sound like dale tetas.
Dale tetas too. Sí, hombros, tetas. Ra, ra, ra. Okay.
All right. So main topic. We're going pretty good here. Main topic for the episode. Here we go. You ready?
Da-da-da-da. Go for it.
Okay.
That's the question of the day?
This is the question of the episode. What's the hardest truth about love that you've had to accept?
Okay. I have one.
Let me hear. What you got?
And then I'll keep thinking, right?
Okay,
when I was growing up, I thought of love being this perfect thing. Right? That like once a fairy tale. Yes, once you find the one, he's going to be perfect. He's going to love you no matter what. He's going to be there for you. He's going to be nice and sweet and just perfect.
He's going to take you out somewhere nice to eat, like a pizzeria.
He's going to have money.
And he's going to make love to you with a condom on without trying to finger your asshole.
Oh, my God. He's going to...
Shout out Dave Chappelle. I'm sorry, Dave Attell. Dave Attell. I got
confused.
very close. Dave Chappelle, Dave Attell. Come on.
Okay, so that he's gonna, I don't know, like put you in this pedestal and life will be perfect. That was my idea of love.
And where did you get that idea?
I guess cartoons.
Disney
I grew up
movies.
with Disney. I grew up with Cinderella and Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and fairy tales. If I was reading a book, they all had a happy ending, and it ended up with getting married to this perfect guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you have that idea in the back of your head.
And then you met me, and you're like, oh, I guess that's not happening.
And then you realize that that's not real love. Because life is not like that. Because we're all humans. We have flaws. We just have, you know what I mean? You have to find that person that is compatible with you. And with that person that you can live with those flaws. There's some flaws that you're not going to be able to live with that and overlook. But that depends on the person.
Yes.
What is acceptable to me might not be acceptable to you. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
I guess just finding that person, knowing that love is not perfect. And another important thing is that love cannot replace self-love. Sometimes I feel like when we're teenagers, we forget that we need to love ourselves first. If you don't love yourself first, you cannot love someone else. If you teach people how you need to be treated and you're going to allow them, you're the one setting the tone for that relationship. If you allow them to treat you bad and nothing happens, if you allow them to talk to you bad or curse you or things like that, you are allowing that to happen to you.
Absolutely.
So you need to love yourself first. When we're teenagers, we still believe in this fairy tale. And you let a lot of things slide that you shouldn't.
Let me ask you this. When did you change that idea? Like when did that whole illusion fade for you? Answer carefully.
No, it's important. I think I was 24.
Okay.
When that... I am getting emotional.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was 24.
You gonna ask me what my answer is now?
I'm trying to recuperate.
That's fine.
When was you?
Well, no, I was gonna say I have a slightly different answer to the question.
That's true. Oh my God, I was talking from my perspective and assuming that was yours too. Go ahead.
For me, is that relationships are not usually 50-50. And if they are, it changes. It fluctuates. That, to me, was a big thing that I had to learn, was that it's not like, hey, I'm giving 50, you're giving 50, and we meet in the middle on everything. Sometimes I got to give 70 and you give 30, and sometimes you give 80 and I'm only giving 20. Sometimes it changes. You pick up the slack for each other. And I guess I didn't really realize what that meant in practice, in real life, because I mean, I've been with you longer than I've been with anybody else. And so I guess I never got to stick around long enough to get to that, like the points where, you know, that initial puppy love in the beginning is fully faded, and then like this is what a real relationship is.
Our puppy love faded?
Yeah, we have real love now. We're not puppies.
Good save.
We're full-grown bitches now.
Good save. Good save. But let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you mean by that?
By which part?
That 50-50 is not always there.
Because sometimes it's...
Like, we're talking about financially, we're talking about emotionally.
With everything. Emotionally, like support. Sometimes, you know, like, for instance, it's been a crazy week, okay? We're stressed out. Sometimes, you know, maybe I'm ready to give 50, but you only have the capacity at that moment to give 30 because you're drained from a long week, from working, from helping take care of the kids, do all the stuff. So maybe you don't have 50 at that time. And I could just stop at 50. Like, I'm not like, okay, you're not going to meet me halfway? Well, screw you. But that only hurts the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
And then
I get
vice versa, that works the same for me. Like sometimes I'm just drained. I'm going crazy. I'm overstimulated. There's too much noise in the house.
Wait, there's a term for that. Sensory overload.
Yes.
And then I tell you, go to the room, just stay there. I'll take care of this. And you relax.
Yeah.
That works for us.
It does. So, but my point is that it takes two people to make that work, because it can't just be one person only gives up to 50 and then sometimes they don't have enough and the other person has to make the difference. It has to go back and forth.
I think also what is important in that dynamic is recognizing when you need me to come and go above that 50. Sometimes I see you're overwhelmed, you look stressed, and then I just jump in and I tell you, just, you know what, just go to the room, do nothing, try to relax, watch something that you like, and I'll take care of this. And I'll take care of things. Same thing with you. There's a lot of times that you, without me saying anything, you know that I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, and you just said, you know what, just go to the room, relax, I'll take care of this.
Last night we were driving home from the city, and the baby
nuts.
Cried the entire way back, and nothing we did would make him stop.
I was about to jump out of the car.
Yeah. You mentioned that more than once.
Yeah, oh my God, I want to jump out.
So of course, by the time we got home, your nerves were shot, and you did snap at me a couple times, and I was like, you know what?
Once.
It was more than once, but anyway,
twice maybe.
The point is that some people would take that bait and then start the fight.
Well,
you know what I mean?
But that took us a while to get an understanding of that, because
it was
not, we didn't jump in the relationship. We were like that.
Yeah.
It took a lot of knowing each other to get to that point. So at the beginning, yes, you will react to that and that will create a fight. Right now, I feel like we're in a good spot. Like, we don't fight on things like that. It has to be something really big,
little unnecessary things,
for us to actually be on a fight.
Yeah,
we try to deal with with the thing differently, like that. You know that I'm stressed. You give me. I say that you're very generous when it comes to that. You pick up on the things really fast. And that one thing that you told me,
emotional intelligence.
Exactly. One thing that you told me once, the first time you told me this, I really, really felt the love. You told me, what was it? I don't know what happened. I was stressed. I was overwhelmed. And you said, come here. You need the love today. You need more love today. It's okay. And you were so patient with me. And that saved the day. Because we had both a better day. I was called out and being really stressed and being snappy. So I was mindful of that. And I try to control that. I try to relax. And I think that works. Because sometimes I could get snappy, or because I'm tired or overwhelmed, I don't notice. And when you tell me, I can, okay, this is not okay. And it's not fair to come home stressed and just dump it on you or anybody else. So I try to be conscious of that and relax. And
But it's like, it's letting you know, but it's coming from a place of love.
Exactly.
That's the key.
I think that helps so much.
I agree.
And that had helped a lot, avoiding those little arguments.
Yeah,
that
I don't like to freaking argue and bicker all the time like some people do. Some people always take the bait. And next thing you know, they're arguing, every time they leave the house. Yeah.
And I hate that. And I'm so happy we don't do that. And the other night, on Friday, you took the baby all night. I was able to get a full night sleep, and that was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, what do you say we...
But what that idea of love faded for you?
What do you mean? Oh, just the idea that it's not a perfect 50-50 all the time.
When did that happen? When did that click?
I think it clicked when I started thinking about it, actually. Honestly, like once we got married, like once we were together for a little while, I don't know, maybe around like year 2.5, year 3, like.
Because we try to make things a lot. We try to be fair. I feel like we have a good balance when it comes to housework, outside of the housework, money. I think we sat down and we worked on a budget financially, and then when it comes to work around the house, I think we take everything in consideration. You're out of the house for 8 hours. Back then, I was out of the house for more than 8.
Like
that's true.
10.5, 11.
Exactly. But back then, I was working only a part-time, so I was doing only 4 hours. So I said, okay, I'm going to do more in the house than you. And we try to I feel like we try always to find a balance with everything.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you think we have a good balance?
I definitely think so, but it's got to be a balance that works for both people.
Exactly.
That's the key. You know. But yeah, that's I think. I mean, I'll definitely give credit to when I have started the podcast and started thinking more about issues like that, where I was like just giving things more thought that maybe most people don't actually stop to think about.
I know.
Even if it's something in your everyday life, like you never just stop to think. It's like, what am I doing that might be causing friction? How many people stop and think that?
That's
like
true.
it's just to have that level of self-awareness. I mean, I didn't always have it. It took a long time for me to get it.
And you know what other thing make me think? When it comes to finding a balance and things like that, of housework and things like that, we say that women is the one doing everything at the house. Cleaning, doing laundry, cooking, doing the dishes, all of that. That's our job or our role. I don't think it's like that. I think you can clean the dishes as well as I can do it. But now, if you're working more than me outside the house, I think it's only fair that I could pick up the slack and then I do more in the house. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it's not that that's my role, it's that that's my way of helping you. Now, if we both work same amount of hours outside the house, then we put the same effort in the house. But if you're doing more than me outside, then it's only fair that I will do more in the house.
And
right?
that's what I mean when it's like everybody finds their own balance.
Exactly.
Like that's what works for us.
Exactly.
All right. I like your answer.
Thank you.
Let's wrap it up because we're coming up on time here.
I know.
Okay. Baby, dame la luz.
Dame la luz.
What you got for me this week?
I have something delicious. I'm always thinking of food. Is that fair? That's not nice.
I don't think it's...
Why is always me food? Why?
I gave food. I was talking about Millie's last time.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I don't feel that bad. Okay, I don't know how I ended up finding this place in New York City. They sell ice cream, but it's very delicious ice cream.
Japanese ice cream.
Japanese. The name is...
Taiyaki NYC.
I always forget the name. Taiyaki NYC. They sell this ice cream. It's soft serve, right? And it comes in a fish cone, but it's not a cone. It's like an actual waffle. It's
like
a waffle.
Soft waffle, not like a crunchy waffle.
Yeah, it's something out of this world.
So it's soft serve, but it's not like regular traditional soft serve. Whatever the mix is, it's different and it's a little bit thicker. It's very, very good.
Very good. And the cone is delicious. It's waffle, soft, warm, delicious. And they put at the end like a vanilla custard.
There's like a custard in the bottom, or they have the red bean filling.
The red bean I don't like.
Yeah.
But the vanilla custard I love. And that entire combination is magically delicious. You guys have to try it. If you're in New York,
it's in Chinatown.
Pass by.
It's on the corner.
They have two locations.
Well, yeah, they have the one in Manhattan. It's in Chinatown on the corner of Baxter and Canal Street. So,
and the other one, I don't know.
The other one's in Brooklyn. I don't have the address of that one.
But they're delicious. You guys have to try it. Really, really good. You're going to think of me when you're eating it.
Taiyaki NYC. Taiyaki.
I'm going to actually post a picture in our Instagram so you guys can see the ice cream. It's really cute, but it's actually really good too.
All right. Good.
They don't have that in Miami, just saying. What else? What is your give me la luz?
Give you la luz?
La luz.
Dame la luz. You're not going to say the tagline?
Dame la luz, señor.
Okay.
Dame la luz.
Mine is a television program. You could find it on Netflix.
Television program. That sounded so old school.
I know, right? Well, it's all right. So this is kind of an old show. It came out in the early 2000s, if I recall correctly. It's an English show. It's a comedy.
I love their accent.
It's called The IT Crowd.
Sorry. Yeah, go.
Anyway, any gay. It should still be on Netflix. It's called The IT Crowd. It's comedy. It's about these two guys that work in the IT department of a company, and this girl applies for a job and lies on her resume saying she knows all kinds of stuff about computers. So they give her the job as the head of IT when in real life she knows nothing about computers.
I know, that was so funny.
And chaos ensues henceforth.
But it's so funny.
It's a very
I
funny
love it.
show.
And she is actually the best character. What's her name?
Jen in the show.
Jen, I love her. I'm sorry. Why are you looking at me?
Because what are you peeling the sticker apart
I'm
for?
sorry.
Yeah, my favorite character on there is Douglas. He's the CEO of the
Moss?
company. No, not Moss.
Oh,
Douglas.
Father?
Matt Berry. Father. Morris Moss. Anyway, the IT Crowd. Check it out on Netflix. It's a good show. Very funny. All
Let
right.
us know if you like it.
Yeah. Sound off in the comments, people. And
That would be nice to have comments to read, and we can read them here, and that's so cute. And I feel famous and all that.
all right. I will say this though, guys. Make sure if you can share this. We put out the links every week for the show. Share it. Tell your friends. Trying to build up the listener base. So
I know I have to share it. I don't share in my personal things.
One of the friggin' hosts doesn't share that much.
I
That's
know
great.
that. I'm gonna get better at
Betty,
that. Betty.
is she having a laugh? Anyway, that's it. I got nothing else. I'm tapping out.
Okay. It's a pleasure to be here with you, baby. I think this is amazing quality time for you and me. I love it. I enjoy it very much. And it's a good thing for people to know us.
I agree.
Right?
I like it.
So cute.
What do you know what we should do next week?
What?
We should talk about family history so people know us a little better.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be
yes.
fun.
I like that. And I was going to say something.
I could explain a little bit why I have the African hat with a Black Power Afro pick in front of it.
I know. You peeps.
That's not me being a culture vulture. Kind of
like
is, I guess. Anyway, that's it. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Okay.
Love you, babe.
Love you.
Bye.